Hi, I'm Sam.
Hi, I'm Kenny.
And we are the Lotus in Life. So welcome to our discussion on the mutual possession of the 10 worlds. The material this month is going to come from Indigo magazine, the April 2007 edition. Now that was a long time ago. But the mutual possession of the 10 worlds is a time-honoured concept of our practice. Remember last time we spoke about the 10 worlds. Well, now this is the mutual possession of the 10 worlds. And we also have some discussion points on the mutual possession of the 10 worlds. So without any further ado, I'd like Ketty now to take over. Thank you, Ketty.
Okay, thank you, Sam. So you guys may be wondering what the mutual possessions of the 10 worlds is. So simply stated, this is each of the 10 states of life containing the potential to express itself and the other 9 as well. So to explain it, someone currently in the world of anger, through their interactions with the environment, has the potential to manifest any of the other 9 instantly. For example, if we were to lose our temper, which is the world of anger, and then we reflect, even for an instant, on the negative impact, we are expressing our realization through our anger. Then we transform the anger into dialogue based on desire and for happiness of the person that we were angry with, and that means we're in the state of bodhisattva. In this way, we break through the tendency we never believed possible. Underpinning this upward spiral is the state of Buddhahood, a desire and determination to express wisdom and creativity.
Yeah, well said. And to further that point, although we may experience different states in response to our interaction with the environment, we each have one or more worlds around which our life activities usually centre, and to which we tend to revert when external stimuli subside. This is one's basic life tendency. If, for example, someone's basic life tendency revolves around the world of hell, they may tend to always lose hope and experience ongoing suffering, even though they may momentarily enjoy the state of heaven. For example, after hearing the news of securing a new job, someone with hell as the dominant life state would quickly become totally pessimistic about the job. So, Ketty, what would you say, based on this, is your basic life tendency, and how has chanting elevated that tendency?
Okay, so what I've come to realize, especially from the last video actually, is that one of my basic life tendencies is one of hunger. So because I realize that I constantly strive for unachievable goals and set standards for myself that are impossible and always compare myself to others, it's like I have this hunger that can never be fulfilled and that I always want more and more. But now what I'm doing, because I've realized that, and realization comes with the power that this can change. So I'm just constantly chanting to decrease that and let go and have less expectations on myself, so that my life tendency of hunger has been elevated from one of negativity to one that motivates me, where I can still strive and have goals and do my best for myself, but without the negative aspects of like beating myself up or feeling negative or feeling upset when things don't go my way. And I realize that I feel so liberated now after letting go of like all of these expectations that I have of myself, and just simply saying that I'm just going to do the best that I can in each day, and that's all that I can do. And once I've come to accept that, it just makes me feel much better. But this is not something that's like always the case. Sometimes I do fall off the bandwagon, but what's important is chanting helps me get back up and then do better. And every time I realize that I'm doing a bit better than the last time, and that's all that matters.
Wow, I'm sure you can all relate to that one.
So what would you say was your basic life tendency? Sam?
Well, over the years, Ketty, and I've been practicing now since 1983, I would have to say that my basic life tendency would be the world of tranquility. In other words, if I was to put another name to that world, I'd call it the world of procrastination. And what happens is I'll have an idea that I want to do something, and I'll do everything to not do it. Like I'll just not do it. And what I've come to realize now is that there's a bigger price to pay for procrastination than there is to take action and fail. So I'd much rather take action. And in my prayer, Kelly, every day when I'm in front of Gohonzon, I'm chanting, I have this prayer. And the prayer is this: I want to turn fear and procrastination into action, using faith, courage, and confidence. Because that, to me, is the only way that I can overcome this world of tranquility and to turn procrastination into action. And just to give you a very brief example of that, just recently, I had an idea that I wanted to make videos for my sales business so that I could get myself out there and maybe get booked for presentations. So I probably put this off for about a year. And as it so happens, I mentioned this to a member once, and this member actually came to my house and encouraged me to make these videos. And not only encouraged me, I actually set up the cameras, I've done now with this, and I made the videos. So I turned that procrastination into action. And I'm very happy to report, thanks to chanting, I've actually made 50 of these videos now.
Wow, that's really great, Sam.
Yeah.
It's really great because I think a lot of people would struggle with procrastination. So it's really inspiring that you can transform that into action after realizing that. So I wanted to say some other things from the passage that I found interesting. So that our Buddhist practice helps us to elevate our basic life tendency, like we said to you, and eventually establish Buddhahood as one's fundamental state. This doesn't mean that we rid ourselves of the 9 worlds, though. In fact, all the other 9 states of life, from hell to bodhisattva, are natural expression of our lives that reveal the humanity that we share with our fellow human beings. Those who have been through hell and transform it can totally understand the sufferings of someone in a similar state, and as a result can bring forth the compassion of the bodhisattva state and impart hope to them.
So Kenny, this actually brings me to another discussion point which comes at the end of this piece. And that is, excuse me while I read this because I can't remember it by heart. So how have the challenges of the 9 worlds supported you in experiencing the world of Buddhahood to help you do your human revolution?
So for me, there was one moment where I had this moment where I realized the mutual possessions of the 10 worlds, and I actually experienced that. So that was when I had an argument with my boyfriend, and I was in my hell. So we both weren't in a great space at that time, and I was taking out my insecurities on him, and I was being really self-centered. After that, when we stopped talking, I was able to have some space and just breathe. And then I spoke to my sister. And then I listened to her feedback about me. So I was just learning and I was aware of the impact that I had. So that was the world of realization. Once I had that and I realized that I didn't want to get into that state again and feel that way, I transformed myself into the world of Buddhahood. So what I did that night was I sat down and wrote down all the qualities that I'd like to possess as a human and that I'm striving towards. And ever since then, this is a month ago already, I've just been working hard on my human revolution. Every opportunity that comes up, I realize that's an obstacle, but it's something that I can deal with. And I've been working really hard. I've been polishing my life and trying to achieve that world of Buddhahood, where I can just make change and be the best person that I can be.
So inspiring, Kenny, and that is a great message for youth. So all you youth out there, I hope you're listening. So I'd like to read another piece actually from the study material, which goes like this. SGI President Ikeda once mentioned, daily life equals faith, and faith equals daily life. The Lotus Sutra is never divorced from reality. This is its greatness. In explaining this, he also mentions the defiled realm of the 9 worlds is transformed into the world of Buddhahood. He explains that the reality of daily life, however hopeless it may have formerly seemed, becomes a means for demonstrating our Buddhahood to others. We deepen our faith when we are faced with sufferings and problems, and when we transform them, they become our actual proof of the benefit of faith. This is what it means to change poison into medicine.
Wow. So I just wanted to ask you, Sam, how have the challenges of the 9 worlds supported you in your experiences of Buddhahood and help you to do your human revolution?
Thank you for asking, Kenny. So, as we all know, and we did this in the last study, the lower 4 worlds of hell, hunger, animality, and anger, I've needed to have these worlds in order to experience Buddhahood. As Daisaku Ikeda mentions, the only way to overcome these 4 sufferings, if you like, is to chant, to elevate our life condition. So when I've experienced hell or hunger or anger or animality and been aware of it, and to give you an example, sometimes, I'll go to my mum's for dinner. She lives a couple of doors up the road, and she's a lovely, lovely person. But as we know with mothers and fathers, they can press buttons in us. And so sometimes the world of hell or anger might come out, and in the past I'd react. But now I realize, and I've learned this very, very, very strictly with myself in the last couple of years, that what I do now is I'll take a deep breath and I'll excuse myself. I'll just go and chant for a few minutes, and then I'll come back feeling better. So it takes situations like this in my environment to bring me to the Gohonzon, so that I can change that poison of hell, hunger, anger, and animality into medicine of Buddhahood. Yeah.
Wow, that's really inspiring, Sam, because I think a lot of us sometimes in life, we forget to include our Buddhahood. But as you said in that passage, as Daisaku Ikeda said, that faith is life and life is faith, and that we do really need to include that in our practice. And the fact that you can realize that you are about to enter that world, and you stop yourself and then you redirect yourself to enter the world of Buddhahood instead, is just really encouraging, because it means that we can all do it.
Absolutely, Kelly. And there's no room in my life, and I'm sure there's no room in your life, for these not interactions, but these confrontations with people. I think it's really important, and we always talk about this, don't we, that dialogue is the key.
It is.
And I think dialogue is part of human revolution as well. Because instead of the ego coming out and we're constantly fighting and trying to get our point across, we listen to what the person's saying and respond. And then after we respond, that the person listens to what we said and they respond in turn. And this is dialogue. This is how human revolution is achieved, and it's how world peace can come about, I think. Yeah,
that's really good.
Yeah. So what we hope we've achieved today is a brief discussion on the mutual possession of the 10 worlds. And by the way, if you want to download the whole study that we've been talking about, and we'll be talking next time about the 10 factors and the 3 realms, which makes up the 3,000 worlds of Ichinen Sanzen. If you just Google Indigo introductory study, the 10 worlds, mutual possession of the 10 worlds, the 10 factors, the 3 realms, that will come up, and then you can revisit this, because this all happened. This was all written around 2007, so it's quite a while ago. But if you haven't got that material, you can certainly download it, as we have. It's fascinating material.
Yeah, it is. It is really good.
In fact, it's life itself. So I'm Sam.
I'm Kenny.
And we are the Lotus in Life. Until next time.
Bye.
See ya.